in the world of NLP, so neuro-linguistic programming, we always say like perfectionism, it's actually the lowest standard that you can strive for.
What are some subconscious beliefs that you see most often in coaches who are having a hard time growing their business? They're stuck, they're plateaued. What are some of those fears or beliefs that you see come up frequently?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's definitely like fear of visibility, right? Like, what will Sally from high school think? What are people going to think about me? Um, at the root of everything, it's a I'm not good enough or an I'm not worthy or like an I'm not deserving. Those are typically like the root core beliefs of people. And then like the behaviors of that are, the fear of showing up online consistently, the fear of selling and thinking sales is sleazy. A lot of people have that programmed. And then therefore they got into business to help people, but then it's hard for them to help people if they're not doing the sales thing to get the people in to help. Sales is a big one.
Yeah. I had an interview with Colin Boyd, and what he said is like, think of sales as a welcoming energy. You're bringing somebody into something that can like change their life.
An offer is actually an energy. It's actually a feminine energy, an offer.
Interesting.
Because you're asking people to come in. Mm-hmm. It's like it's a welcoming. Okay. So rather than I'm pushing you, which is a masculine kind of aggressive energy, it's a feminine energy of I'm welcoming you, I'm inviting you into the offer, but there are some boundaries that I have in this offer.
Okay. I loved that, rather than thinking of it as like a pushing kind of energy and a masculine energy, more thinking of it as that feminine, welcoming them in, that it's really something warm and that you're inviting them into a world that, could potentially really change things for them. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I liked that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I see all the time is that I can be coaching coaches, because I coach coaches, on how to run their memberships, for example. And one of them is, they're essentially doing the exact same thing, but one of them is getting success, growing the business, and the other one is just really stuck, even though the quality and the content in the membership might be very similar. So what do you see happening there? Is it like self-sabotage, or what's happening in those situations?
Yeah, most likely it's self-sabotage because of the core belief that's running the show with like, I'm not deserving, I'm not worthy. And self-sabotage, we will self-sabotage ourselves in many different ways. Procrastination. That's a form of self-sabotage because of a core limiting belief we have. Because if we just think, well, I'll put off doing that thing, then I won't actually do it. And then like the more eyes on me, or the failure or disappointment won't happen and I won't experience it. So procrastination to even perfectionism, that's a form of self-sabotage. So having everything needing to be perfect before you like put it out there or do it. Self-doubt, imposter syndrome. I always like to think too of like, and one of my mentors says this and I love it. It's like, what's the energy behind the action? Because a lot of people can be operating from scarcity and lack versus that like confidence and abundance. And that energy always felt too.
I do see the perfectionism thing all the time. And I'm always telling my coaches, we have to put it out there before it's perfect, or it'll never get out there, right? And you're going to end up spending so much time building this thing that maybe people don't actually want. Instead, let's put it out there and see, what are people liking about it? What are they not? What are they wanting more of? What are they wanting less of? And then start to refine and, quote unquote, perfect it, right? It's never going to be perfect, but make it better. And so, but people get so stuck in that they don't want to. And I think it's fear of embarrassment. I think of a lot of what that comes from. But yeah, I love the way that so what would you do in that situation of saying, okay, this person clearly is having an issue with this. What are some tools that they could do or you would do with them to get them over that hump?
Yeah, well, I think first thing I always love to share too. So in the world of NLP, so Neuro-Linguistic Programming, we always say like perfectionism, it's actually the lowest standard that you can strive for. And we focus on excellence instead. So we consider like perfectionism, low standard, and focusing on excellence instead. So it's like, okay, I'm going to put this thing out. Great. How can I make it better next time? Or how can I refine it? So, right, like always excelling ourselves, always excelling things in our business. So really the focusing on excellence over perfectionism, that's like a big thing in NLP. And then when it comes to, so this is really working with like beliefs. So figuring out ways to like retrain the brain. A lot of different things you can do, whether it's hypnotherapy, it's hypnosis audios, it's subliminal audio. Subliminal audios are my community's favorite because it's habit stacking. You don't have to make time in your day. You can have it playing in the background while you're working, like game changer. Breath work, tapping. I'm trying to think. And the easiest thing too, and I tell people all the time, like visualization. If you take like 2 minutes before you go to bed at night, because your brain waves have slowed down a little bit because you're getting ready for bed, paint that picture in your mind of the best case scenario. You've launched the membership. You've done the thing. How do you feel? Like start to paint it in your mind. Because remember, the subconscious doesn't know the difference between reality and imaginary. So the more you can even do that before going to bed, that's going to be really helpful too. Because you're playing it out. So now your mind and your body are getting used to it as if it's real.
Interesting. So would you say it's almost acting as if it's already happened in some ways?
Correct.
Like,
Yep.
Okay. And then with
it's getting familiar.
Yes. So with that, with visualization, with doing the breath work, what was the other thing you said? Like audio that you can play in the background?
Subliminal audios.
Okay.
Those are my community's favorite. So it's consciously, you will hear like music, some maybe like meditative, light music. But what's embedded in the audio are like positive affirmations based on whatever the topic specifically is. So your conscious mind is being distracted by the music while your conscious mind, while your subconscious mind is picking up the affirmations in the audio. And it's a form of brain training and reprogramming.
I love that because you can do it when you're doing laundry, when you're cooking, right? Like all those things that are somewhat mindless. Yeah, but have that instead of your negative thoughts, like what's on my to-do list, all these things that are, grabbing at your attention. That's beautiful.
And you'll definitely notice a shift just in that. And that's where I'll always start people because it's the easiest to add on when you're going for a walk, when you're working. Yeah, when you're doing laundry, it's a lot easier.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but if you are a health or wellness professional and you haven't yet checked out The Wellness Vault, you're missing out. The Wellness Vault is a content hub for coaches who create their own plans and programs for their clients, run workshops, create digital guides, and so much more. You can now do all of this in a fraction of the time so you can focus on your clients and grow your business faster than ever with more you time. The link to The Wellness Vault is in the show notes, so go sign up for your free trial today. Thank you for watching this short clip. To watch or listen to this episode in its entirety, view the description below. See you next time.